Welcome back all Esportes fans. It's transfer season madness out there, with clubs splashing the cash left and right. Today we're diving into the top 12 football players who will be available for free transfers in 2025. These stars are entering the last 6 months of their contracts, and any club can negotiate with them starting now. From prolific goal scorers to midfield maestros and defensive rocks, we've got it all. So who's on our list and where could they be headed next? Let's take a look and see if we can predict the future of these footballing giants. First up, we have Leroy Sané. We all remember when he burst onto the scene with Manchester City, electric pace, a wand of a left foot. He looked a world beater, but it hasn't quite gone to plan since his move to Bayern Munich in 2020, has it? The consistency hasn't been there, and he's found himself in and out of the team. Could a move away from the Allianz Arena be just the ticket for Sané to get back to his blistering best? A change of scenery, a new league, who knows? Premier League clubs will be sniffing around, I'm sure, and you can never rule out the big guns in Spain and Italy. One to keep a very close eye on in the coming months. Next up, we have a young man who's been making quite a name for himself at Old Trafford, Amad Diallo. In a season where Manchester United have struggled to find their rhythm, Diallo has been a shining light. Manchester United triggered an extension clause in his contract, but talks for a new deal suggest they're ready to reward him for his remarkable rise. He's been a real live wire, a constant threat going forward. Of course, at such a young age, he needs to be playing regular football, and that's not guaranteed at a club like Manchester United. So it'll be interesting to see if he pushes for a move to secure first-team football, or if he decides to stay and fight for his place at Old Trafford. Now, who remembers when Neymar was the most expensive player in the world? His move to Al Hilal in 2023 raised eyebrows, and sadly, injuries have continued to hamper his progress. So, what next for the Brazilian magician? Could a fairy tale return to his boyhood club, Santos, Bicati encore, Tarco de les cards? Imagine him back where it all began, rolling back the years and dazzling the crowds in Brazil once more. Of course, at 33, he's not the player he once was, but he's still got plenty to offer. One thing's for sure, wherever Neymar ends up, the football world will be watching. Let's talk about Jonathan David, shall we? 17 goals in 26 matches this season. That's what we call a natural goal scorer. He's been banging them in for Lille, and it's no surprise that the big boys are circling. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Juventus, you name it, they're all reportedly interested. And who can blame them? He's quick, he's strong, he can finish, he's got the lot. He's the kind of player who could walk into any team in the world. Scary thought for defenders, isn't it? It's going to be a real tug of war for his signature, and Lille will be desperate to keep hold of their prized asset. But sometimes these big moves are too good to turn down, both for the player and the club. Kevin De Bruyne, the midfield maestro, the assist king, could be on his way out. Injuries haven't been kind to him lately, and contract talks seem to have stalled. He's been the heartbeat of that City team for years, hasn't he? A joy to watch. A move to the MLS or Saudi Arabia has been touted. And let's not forget the City Football Group's global network of clubs. He could have his pick of destinations, but I've got a feeling he might fancy a swan song in a less demanding league. Whatever he decides, he'll go down as a legend at the Etihad, that's for sure. They say that a good big un is always better than a good little un. And when it comes to Jonathan Tah, they're not wrong. This lad's a man-mountain, a defensive colossus. And guess what? He could be available on a free transfer in 2025. Bayern Munich are sniffing around, naturally, but they'll face stiff competition from the likes of Real Madrid, Chelsea, and Barcelona. When the big boys come calling, you know you're doing something right. He's got everything you'd want in a modern-day center half. Strong, quick, good on the ball, reads the game well. Whoever lands him will be getting themselves a real bargain. Talk about rapid, this lad's like a roadrunner. Alphonso Davies, the Bayern Munich left-back, is another one who could be on the move in 2025. Real Madrid, Manchester United, and Liverpool are all reportedly keen. And who can blame them? He's got pace to burn, and he's solid defensively. Bayern will be desperate to keep hold of him, of course. And they're not exactly short of a few quid, are they? But when Real Madrid come calling, it's hard to say no. Imagine him bombing up and down that left flank at the Bernabeu. One thing's for sure, he's got a bright future ahead of him. Right, let's talk about the GOAT Lionel Messi. He might be enjoying the sunshine in Miami right now, but with his contract up in 2025, the rumor mill is already in overdrive. Now, you'd think his future would be pretty secure at Inter Miami, wouldn't you? But then, those Saudis do like to splash the cash, don't they? When it comes to Messi, anything is possible. They don't come much more solid than Virgil van Dijk, do they? The man's an absolute rock at the back. He's been a revelation for Liverpool since joining from Southampton, transforming their defense overnight. But with his contract running down, his future at Anfield is far from certain. He's currently negotiating a new deal, but there's been no breakthrough yet. Perhaps they're thinking about a rebuild, bringing in some fresh blood. Whatever happens, Van Dijk will have his pick of clubs. Talk about a local lad done good. Trent Alexander-Arnold. What a player. He's been a mainstay in that Liverpool team for years now, and he's still only 26 years old. But with Real Madrid sniffing around, the question on everyone's lips is, will he stay or will he go? He recently celebrated a goal by silencing the doubters, proving his love for the Reds. It'll be a big decision for him, that's for sure. Joshua Kimmich, the midfield general, the orchestrator, the leader. He's got it all, hasn't he? He's been the heartbeat of that Bayern Munich team for years. And it's no surprise that they've offered him a new contract. But hold your horses, because he's not signed it yet. Barcelona and Manchester City are reportedly interested. And when those two come calling, you sit up and take notice. He settled in Germany, but the lure of playing for Barcelona or Manchester City might be too good to turn down. One thing's for sure, he's going to have a big decision to make. Last but certainly not least, we have the Egyptian king himself, Mohamed Salah. He's been absolutely sensational for Liverpool, hasn't he? Goals galore, assists for fun. He's one of the best players in the Premier League, if not the world. But his contract talks with Liverpool have been dragging on, haven't they? And to make matters even more interesting, he's hinted at a possible departure in the future. Well, those Saudis are at it again, aren't they? They're said to be willing to offer him an absolute king's ransom to lure him to the Middle East. He's got a big decision to make. Well, there you have it, folks. Our top 12 free agents in football for 2025. Some huge names in there, weren't there? It's going to be a fascinating few months as we see where these players end up. Who do you think will make the biggest move? Let us know in the comments which player you'd love to see at your favorite club. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to All Esportes for more exciting football content. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you on the pitch.